If you're not careful and no clip out of reality in the wrong areas, you'll end up in the back rooms, where it's nothing but the stink of moist carpet. Wait, this is wrong. Wait. Yeah. No, this is... Oh, yeah, here it is. Nico's NextBots. Nextbot is an AI system that's used in some source game engines, including Left 4 Dead, Team Fortress 2, and Dota 2. Nextbot uses a navigation mesh or nav mesh system for navigation, allowing NPCs to navigate maps in more sophisticated ways. At least that's what Valve tells us. Well, recently, Gmod players have been applying this AI system to PNG pictures and adding sounds to them. They call these abominations NextBots. Didn't want to go for something your own there. All jokes aside though, being chased by these things is pretty terrifying and the concept is pretty cool. So, Roblox developer by the name One Nico Patty, the guy behind games like Nico's Mod and wait up. Wait. That's not the same Nico. What? That's a different Nico who made Nico's Mod. A different Nico made Nico's Mod. Well, in that case, let's see. Games like Newcomer's Simulator. Anyway, he saw this concept and said, "Whoa! Huh. Yoink." And that's where Nico's NextBots come from. A place where you have to avoid, outrun, and hide from too many NextBots for me to talk about. I mean, seriously, there are 45 NextBots, not to mention the 11 NextBots not currently in circulation. So, I'm only going to mention the ones correlated to events or that stick out from the crowd. Not to say most NextBots aren't unique. Trust me, there are so many different types of NextBots. But if this video is going to be out by Halloween, I can't mention them all. Let's establish some destinations and locations first, before getting into the NextBots. The location you're most likely to enter first is NN Mall, described as an abandoned mall with a large parking lot. Take your time at the shops, have a snack at the cafeteria, or break out on the dance floor, where their friends are running around for their lives and crawling around their events. The map has a lot of twists and turns, especially when you enter the staff-only rooms. If you look around long enough, you might find the mall's loading dock. If you leave through the open ports of the dock, you can leave the mall entirely and enter NN Russia. NN Russia is a small, quiet town with towering buildings and narrow streets. It's easy to get lost within the walkways at first, but you can get quite used to it after a while. The town contains multiple parts and stores, such as the Moon Mart, the unusual number of flats. You can even get your car fixed. This map is mainly focused on the outdoors in contrast to NN Mall, which is centered on the inside instead. The map is very open but can be tricky to learn, and being cornered when you have 4 to 5 NextBots after you is not something you want to experience. So take your time and learn some routes before playing it risky. As previously mentioned, NN Mall contains a huge parking lot, and at the top floor of the lot there's a secret entrance to a map that's not accessible from the main menu. You might have to look around for a bit, but when you see a glitched wall part at the back of the lot, place yourself in the corner and see what happens. Welcome to the back rooms. I guess that intro wasn't that wrong in the first place then. Anyway, The backrooms behave just like the 2 previous maps and contains another secret entrance. The appearance of the backrooms should be somewhat familiar, as it's based on the appearance from the backrooms creepypasta. Yellow and moldy wallpaper, soggy carpets, and the buzzing fluorescent light. The backrooms are a combination of complex hallways and repeating structures. The floor levels usually stay flat, but sometimes you may end up with massive drops. We call the specific occurrence that is presented here the pitfalls, based on the Kane Pixels video of his take on the backrooms idea. If you take a closer look at one of the pits, you may notice that the bottom is covered in veins and grass. If you jump down the pit, you enter the safest zone of the entire game, and then flat grass is more or less the end of the game, if you want to consider it that. There are no NextBots here, no danger, and no worries. Just grass, and usually no one else. You also get an achievement when you come here for the first time. Final map so far. A place to take a break. There are 4 events in the game so far. Blood Moon, Borderman, Blackout, and Angry Moochie. They can occur randomly as long as there isn't already an ongoing event. You can also pay Robux to start events for the entire server. Now let's talk about the events themselves, shall we? Blood Moon. When Blood Moon occurs, everyone's vision turns slightly red and an ominous ambiance plays. The NextBots are slightly faster and more aggressive. The Blood Moon event can last for anything between 1 and 6 minutes. Blackout. When a blackout occurs, all lights everywhere turn off, and your flashlight is the only reliable light source. Your mission is to find all 6 electrical boxes to reboot the system. The NextBots will behave as usual, as they don't seem to be affected by the lights missing at all. I myself haven't found any boxes at all yet, and have been relying on other people to find them for me. I'm not certain if the boxes switch places every time the event starts over, or if they all stay in the same place all the time. Angry Moochie. The Angry Moochie event brings an entirely new NextBot to the game. Moochie is very unique. It's described as a pitch black monkey with scars and creepy looking eyes, but I'm not so sure about that. Looking directly at Moochie is said to slow him down, though you'd have to walk backwards if you want to get away, so luckily none of the other NextBots will be active during the event, so you'll have a bit more freedom. Borderman.
You have no idea what is going on, do you?
Like Angry Moochie, the Borderman event removes all NextBots and spawns the one and only 3D NextBot. Borderman is basically an extremely tall Half-Life scientist who uses the scientist voice lines from the Half-Life games. It's extremely fast and more or less impossible to outrun. Let's just say, if you see him pacing towards you, praying is probably better than running. Not all locations contain the same roster of NextBots. Every destination has a different group. Even though they act the same for the most part, I have picked out some NextBots I'd like to mention. The first one being Personoid. When spawning for the first time, it takes the form of a picture of the official Roblox avatar, though whenever it eliminates a player, it takes form of their avatar instead. This can be used for some interesting imagery. One of the NextBots that can be found in the back rooms is literally IShowSpeed. Basically just IShowSpeed. The idol played when he is around is the instrumental of the song FUC. It is quite traumatizing, honestly. Ever wanted to be vibe checked? Well, just head to NN Russia and wait for a huge yellow emoji with bloodshot eyes. Whenever Vibe is near, you may hear heavy breathing, and if he sees you, he'll reach out in front of him so he can check your vibe level. And that's it. You're now ready to take on Nico's NextBots. Remember to use a safe spot if necessary and vents to get out of a sticky situation. Thank you very much for watching this guide to surviving the NextBots. Hope you enjoyed this sort of Halloween special video. And hey, if you're still here, why not drop a like or a subscribe? And if you do both, goddamn, thank you, and I'll see you later. Goodbye.
Somebody